junior tournament. So he'll be playing 2
Yeah,
tournaments this week.
he isn't that old. I think he's only like 14 or 15, maybe 16 at this point. I don't know, but I remember doing the photography for the Junior American Series, and he was an upcoming player on that. So it's good to see him out and about and competing. That's awesome.
He's from your neck of the woods as well, Chris, correct?
Yeah, he got into pool kind of after I already left, but he's in Northern California. I was in Southern California, but he's coached by Oscar Dominguez.
Okay. Good coach to have, no doubt. Scratch on the first break there for PRASAD. So first offensive chance goes to MACIOL. Table's pretty open. I think he'll favor stripes here just because where the 2 is, kind of down by itself on the short rail.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I like stripes as well.
Fifteen ball's kind of trapped in between the 9-10. But there are angles where you can still get on it and play it in the bottom left corner. Went after it right away. Nice shot. 13 there.
Yeah, beautiful shot there. I think he's gonna go for the 9 and then either run into the 11 and play the 10 or the 15, but he's going for the 15. Good shot there.
Very little cue ball movement over these next 5 shots. All 5 stripes in close proximity to each other. Twelve, 9, 10, 11 finish, looks like. Yeah. 12, 10, 11, 9 is 11 as well. Look at cue ball a little more there than I would have. Still let him get on the 11. MACIOL's heavy opposite eye dominant. One of the most opposite eye dominant players I've ever seen. All the way on the left side of his face. Right side actually is left-handed. Solid out
Making
here.
this rack look pretty easy.
MACIOL, part of the Polish contingent. Poland's boasting close to easily over 10, maybe closer to 16 world-class players now. MACIOL coming in at an 8-11 Fargo, probably puts him somewhere close to the top 25 in the world as far as Fargo goes. PRASAD had the first break, so we'll see how MACIOL taps the rack here. Matches like this, where when you're coming in as the underdog, you kind of have to assert yourself early. If you don't, the match can kind of get away from you. I mean, it's easy to catch the favorite off guard if you kind of come out strong. But if the favorite kind of gets ahead at the beginning, it can roll over pretty quick.
Yeah, momentum is huge in any match, especially in a winner break format, though.
MACIOL going from the side rail. Previous match, we actually saw Darren Appleton go second ball, which is very rare. Players competing in this format. Looks like MACIOL's going head ball here. And that's the ball they're trying to make. They're trying to make the 1 across on the side like that. He cut it a little bit, so he didn't get a lot of energy into the overall movement of the rack. But made the ball he was trying to make. 13 balls on the bottom end of the table here.
If that 2-ball passes the 4
time.
now, you might see him go for it now.
Yeah, just playing to the 5. I'll open up the problem early. I like that. Decent chance of getting on the 7 afterwards. Maybe push the 5 towards the side. I don't know if he has the 7. He took a look. He seems okay with it. And the 3 was there.
Oh no, 8-ball in an unfortunate spot now.
Yeah, the 4 can open it up. But at that point, he'll only have 2 solids left, or he could take it with a bunch of right spin right now and try to get into it. Might be a little too thin for that. Might not be able to maneuver the cue ball to the right enough. Quite sure what he's thinking here.
Oh, he's playing 5 and then the 6. That's wild.
Yeah, I really liked using the 4 here, and like quicker too, eliminating 2 balls before he got into it.
Yeah, and then also if he runs into this 8-ball wrong, he's not going to have a shot after. So that's why
Sure.
I would have done it. This is the riskiest way, but we'll see what he does, how it turns out. Beautiful
I
stroke.
wonder if he was thinking. Yeah, he has a nice long stroke. Times the ball very well. I wonder if he was thinking 4 last look the whole way. Just knew that running into it earlier, he was almost less likely to get on some of the solids the way they were positioned.
There's just so many things that can go wrong here. I just don't, I'm just not sure of where he plans to play the 8-ball next.
Yeah, I would have favored breaking it out earlier for the bank. Interesting.
Guaranteeing an attempt at it.
Yeah, it's an underrated thing in 8-ball, especially if you're a strong banker. You can kind of play to that type of strategy. I mean, that's the flip side of it. Any kind of bank is always going to have a higher level of difficulty. So good chance for PRASAD here to get on the board.
Yeah, look for him to run these for sure. But, good testing shot here to stay on the ball and follow through. I wouldn't roll this. I'd put a little speed on it. Good shot.
Floated it in. Good shot. 11's got to go before the 13 unless he wants to play the 13 in the long pocket. I think he'll favor trying to get at the 11, give himself more options on the 13. Might take it in the long pocket now just because of how he landed on the 11.
I wouldn't mind drawing back.
I think he's thinking 11, 15, 10, 14.
Yeah, good shot there.
Straight enough, they can roll straight through the angle. Nicely played here. Took care of the 11 early. Never really got himself in trouble throughout the whole run out. It's like pretty strong fundamentals. He won a really big Fargo Cap tournament held at Hard Times. I believe like the prize money was like 20,000 first prize. That's really big for an amateur tournament. But shows he has nerve.
Yeah, as Fargo's probably in a good spot for now, huh? Yeah, nice out there.
We're in round
Tie it
one
up.
here. Players will be 1-all. We're in round one here. Players will be playing down to the final 16, trying to advance to stage 2. Round 1, Joshua Filler beat Thorsten Holman 8-3. Ayode Chikata, one of the favorites in the tournament, is down 7-6 to Daniel Gutenberger currently. Badr Alawadi beat Ralph Soke 8-7. Alvin Ocean advanced to the second round. Wojtek Shevchak, semifinalist from last year, went down 8-7 to Mateusz Snigotsky. And we're just starting the second flight of round 2 right now as well. 16 matches currently in progress.
Head on the 1 ball. Not as much pop in those ones, putting about the 10 ball to fall.
Yeah. 11-7 is going to have to be developed. The 6 passes the 5, you can consider drawing into it. Pardon me, the 5 passes the 6. Won't have much energy with the cue ball once he hits that breakout area, though. Decent chance to get on the 6. Looks like he's going to get a couple more balls to get into that area.
Might have trapped himself a little bit here.
Yeah, it looked like he was playing onto the 6, but cue ball just kind of curled around the 2 there. The 3 plays onto the 7. At that point, he'll only have... Yeah, I guess if he could still use the 6. Got too straight, though. Maybe the 6 plays into it now.
He's holding his nerves really well. He says good pace from the table. Let's hope he keeps this up for the duration of the match. He's got a chance for sure. Got to keep his nerves and follow through.
Yeah, probably the biggest tournament he's ever competed in. He's got a pretty big target to hit over there. Usually these following angles, you have to get a very specific angle, but he could go into the 9 or the 7 directly. More than just one ball to kind of run into. Looks decent.
Does the ball pass in the lower left? It must.
Yeah, we didn't even think about the 8 yet. Well, good.
Oh, that's brutal there.
Just left the breakout a little too late in this rack. I mean, he had a lot of balls around it and a lot of chances to kind of develop it earlier. Sure, he was thinking about it, just didn't work out that way. But this is the danger when you leave yourself with only 2 balls after some kind of breakout play.
Good effort there, though, on the kick.
12 passes the 15, and it'll make the rack a lot easier. Maciol's taking a look at that right now. Looks pretty tight. Might be able to take the 15 first. He knows the 12 goes. He's good there. Clearing out the problems early here. Issue with the 15 is the cue ball's kind of running into the 8. Trying to get on top of it to avoid running into the 8. Gonna take the 9.
I wouldn't mind following up for the 10 or the 11 off this 9 either, or just playing the 15 in the lower right-hand corner, but looks like he's okay with it.
Shot there. Only at 12 now. That's where he was playing. Just leaving the 14, which is a little closer to the 8. Get a little less cue ball movement from the last key ball to the 8. Good speed there. First round match for both players. They'll have had some time to practice on the tables, but nice to dial in perfect speed from the get-go. And MACIOL taking game 3, 2-1 lead overall in the set, race to 8. Both players breaking from the side rail. Both players not getting huge spreads. It seems in the long run to have been the most successful break under these stipulations with the hand rack. But you really need a lot of power when you're coming at it diagonally like that. I mean, the rack will naturally spread easier if you're breaking from the middle. But the reason they're going from the side is because they're trying to make the 1 in the opposite side pocket from the rail they're breaking from. Shane Van Boning actually put an extension on his brake cue last year for the World 8-Ball Championships just to make it heavier so he could get more power. And he was just crushing the brake. So was FSR. He got near the end of the tournament as well. Shevchuk made it to the semifinals. He was breaking from the middle. But it seemed like the breaker of choice was more towards the side rail. What do you think your go-to break would be under these rules, Chris? I mean, you'd have to switch it up, see what's working, right?
I personally would go from the middle or half a diamond out on either side, try to hit it like a 10-ball break and just try my luck with that and see how that goes. But that would be my first option for sure.
That's a better spread then. Didn't get one down, but that break going forward will pay dividends. Stripes are a little more favorable here. You can use the 12 to play into the 3 or the 11, opening up the 1 problem ball for stripes. 14's a little tough, but not tied up with anything.
Would you rather play the cue ball into the 3 or the 11 here?
I don't mind the 3. He doesn't want to elevate. That's why he's taking the 15 first. Oh, he was right on a natural, right onto the 11. Great shot. Opened the rack wide up with that, right up with that one shot thing.
Yeah, very good read there on the angle for sure.
Fourteen's the toughest strike left for PRASAD now. Likely to be using the 12 to try to get ideal position on the 14. It actually passes past the 3 ball as well.
A little touchy, but it's possible.
Just having a closer look at that. Looks like he has about 3/4 pocket.
After he clears these 3 on the bottom right, he could also play the 14 down table from the 12. So there's options, but just have to make sure you get to it.
I like his composure. Seems pretty calm. Kind of going about his business. Doesn't seem too affected by the enormity of the situation.
Yeah, you can't keep going lower and lower with your shirt. And once you check, you can't go lower. Yeah, touch one of those balls on accident. You drawing this?
Yeah, I would have favored the natural angle there. Worked out well for him, but ran into 2 balls. Kind of got risky there.
Fortunate to have a shot on the side, but either way, good shot. Let's see what he does here.
This is
Going
what
for
I
the
thought too.
9.
He's lining up for the corner. Yeah, why? Why would you? It must be sharper than it looks on the feed here. Seems like an obvious play for the 14 on the side.
This is way harder here.
But even the way he played the cue ball from the 12 to the 14, and maybe that's what he was thinking all along. He just never wanted to shoot that ball on the side. It might be just a little sharper than it looks.
Under pressure, it's always a little tighter than we think, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hit it
Just
big.
broke down there on the 14.
Yeah, I would have made sure I went out to that left-hand rail to make sure my stroke was a little more follow-through and less jabby.
Early chance for MACIOL to pull away. And he'll be breaking game number 5. Still no break-and runs in the first 4 games. MACIOL more than capable. Both players more than capable. See how opposite eye dominant is on that view there? All the way under his right eye.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, well, she's been like that since he was, I think he's 16 when he won the World Championships, the World Junior Championships. That's when I went to China for the 18 and under. I think he won the 16 and under. Shooting just like this.
It's actually a disadvantage because you got to kind of crunch your stroke into your body a little more. But there are a lot of good players that make it work. Alvin Ocean, Wu Ching. On the snooker side, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Neil Robertson.
He's going to look to get almost straight on the 7, so he can come back for the 8 ball where he's about to make the 4.
It's to the point where the cue is almost like resting against the shoulder as a guy. Tyler Steyer kind of shoots like that as well, even though he's not opposite eye dominant. It's just the way he sets up to the ball. It kind of locks you in on the line. Back there from MACIOL. Taking the early lead in this race to 8. Wrecking rack number 5.
This next game is going to be crucial for Adrian PRASAD to kind of put his foot in the match and show Daniel that he's here to stay and he's not going to just be a pushover. So I think he got a little spooked on that last stripe, but I don't know. I think it was the shot selection on that last out, in my opinion. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, it really looked like the 14 in the side. I mean, I don't think there's any way he could have missed it. He just felt like it was too sharp and he didn't want to play it there. But from our view, especially how close he got to the 14. I mean, if you're a little further from it, it makes the shot a lot tougher. But the cue ball was less than a foot away, so I feel like he could have just targeted it into that sharp pocket. Didn't have to do much with the position for the 9 either. MACIOL sticking at the same place. Hit it well last time, didn't make a ball. See how it goes here. Cut it a little bit. See, when you're attacking the rack diagonally like that, and you kind of catch a cut angle, especially on a pyramid type rack, like 10 ball or 8 ball, you're really not going to spread the middle of the rack, and that's what you see there. Those 7 balls kind of staying in the racking area. So basically, you don't have a chance to pocket any of those 7 balls, and also it causes problems for the overall run out as well. So you really just got to kind of dial in on the squareness a little more if he wants to be successful. But first chance for PRASAD here.
Yeah, I don't know if the 10 passes the 9, but if it does, I do like shooting that in the top right corner and stunning the ball into the 8. But I think he's going for the 12 ball here.
Nice call.
Good stroke.
Yeah, solid stroke. Good timing on the ball. No body movement.
Well, he's definitely not afraid, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there's a whole crew of these young players coming up. He's very young, but just players playing very well, like in their early 20s or even in their teens. It's good to see.
Yeah, they have more places than ever to play nowadays with the tours that On the Wire Creative Media, Predator Cues, all of them are putting on. So they have more and more opportunities to get in the grease and get better. So it's amazing to see.
Well, that's important too, right? Because that's why Europe has produced so many good players over the last 5 years. They've kind of developed junior players from a proper competitive background right from a young age, and yeah, the United States is starting to do that as well now. So it's good for the future of the game in the States.
Yeah, for sure. I think the future is looking bright for pool. If I had to choose, I would say it is.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Prasad's got very nicely through this rack. Played one good shot, opening up most of the stripes that were kind of tied up near the racking area. Got a chance to come 2 rails here. Ideally get straight on the 10. Same pocket as the 14.
Good
know what?
shot.
The
Did he
angle cue
overrun?
running into. Yeah, he did a little bit, but I think he can draw off the top side of it. Get back to the 8 in the same pocket.
Looks like he's mimicking Federer's pre-shot routine.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, just checking out the contact point angle, back to the line of the shot. Kind of, the whole game is kind of reminiscent of him.
Yeah, last time I saw him play, he was more reminiscent of Oscar, a little more flowy and more rhythm. And now he looks a lot more robotic. But either way, you just pick something and stick with it, and he'll be fine with how much he plays. Beautiful out.
Looking good here. Yeah. Drops the scoreline back to 3-2. Be breaking in rack number 6.
Definitely did not let the miss in the previous rack get to him. Very confident this rack.
Gutenberger did advance over Hijikata 8-7. Mario He through round 2. Free victory. Carlo Beato went down in the first round to Ryan Su from Taiwan. Surprising result there. Women's event will kick off tomorrow. About 10 to 16 women that are kind of pick'ems to win that event. Women's game has come a long way in the last 5 to 10 years. Used to be just players like Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher and Karen Kaur, but now you have 25 real strong players from Asia and Southeast Asia. Jasmine Ocean will be in the tournament as well, filling up the European side.
Yeah, the level of play that we have nowadays in general is amazing, and like you noted, even on the women's side, it's great to see, and it'll be fun to watch this whole week.
Four Railer came around and knocked the ball in the corner, so PRASAD, first chance here to draw even in the match. Doesn't have much for openers on the solid, so I think he's going to have to resign to taking stripes. 11's the biggest issue with the stripes. How do you like getting into the 11, Chris? Maybe the 12, but you got to follow it?
Yeah, I don't mind the 12 to the 11, but I also don't mind the bank on the 11. So it's all preference, really. If you get on it good, if you get on it well, yeah. Maybe he just doesn't like the
Confidence
side
there.
pockets a
Yeah.
little.
Blind pocket, but would have expected him to make that one. MACIOL can get into the 7 with the 1. So he's going to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problem is that when you don't really pick a certain spot to get with the cue ball, you just kind of get a general area. You can sometimes miss the ball because you're not 100% sure on what you're trying to do. I think that's what happened with Adrian there. I don't think it was the shot difficulty. I think it was the fact that he wasn't exactly sure what he was doing on the next shot.
MACIOL's going to have to do some maneuvering to get properly on the 4. Could run the cue ball into the 14 and open up the most obvious pocket. seem too worried about it because he's playing these balls first. Going after it now. Could try to kind of finesse drawn, play the 4 into the left side pocket, or run into the 14. Looks like he's favoring running into the 14 here. Cue ball's going to play up towards the 7. Good shot.
It made that seem a lot easier than it was.
Pretty much flawless match from MACIOL so far. PRASAD ran the full rack to win both his games. Not really off mistakes, just things that happen on the break. Nice out here from MACIOL, taking advantage of the missed pot from PRASAD, and he'll be breaking in rack number 7. Who are you liking to win the event, Chris?
Personally, I think Joshua Filler's the favorite. Overall game, plus his straight pool prowess, and I think he has all the tools that's necessary. Plus, he's really good at adjusting when things aren't going correctly for him. So, I look for him to take the title this time. What about you?
Yeah, I'd call him the on-paper favorite as well. I'm looking for Alex Pagulayan to make a flashback run here. I got a weird feeling. Darren Appleton looked pretty good in his first match.
Yeah, I would love to see Alex in another final, and something that, if it comes to a tactical battle, I say there's no one that's better than him, or there's some close, but I think it's, he's ahead of the field as far as movement. So if it goes to a moving game, I think he's has a good chance.
Corner ball in the rack went directly in. Made another one in the top left corner pocket. Pretty good spread overall. 3 stripes near the racking area are a little awkward. We'll have to take stripes though, unless you can see the 1 through the 13-10. 13-12. Looks like you can't, so we're just gonna have to figure out how to deal with those 3 stripes that are close to each other. He wants to shoot that one. He knows it's close.
I feel like solids are definitely the easier of the two.
Just doesn't have the opener. Ideally, if he can run into the 12 here, he will. Kind of create some separation between the 9 and the 12.
Oh,
Just straight to that. Yeah. Banked it in there by accident. Probably didn't have a full pocket, so.
didn't call the
Eliminating one
bank, but
ball.
we'll allow it.
eliminating one ball from that tough area. Just realized that the 12 passes in the side. I'm not considering that.
Oh, great shot.
Yeah. Seeing if the 14 passes the 8. If it does, he'll be able to minimize the cue ball movement overall. Got in between of the 14-9, but he does have the 15 up table to recover and get straighter on one of them if he decides to. Decent shot. Cue ball moving to the left and play the 9 in the same pocket.
Couldn't have landed in a better spot. Play a stroke out there.
Yeah, another good rack from MACIOL. Playing strong here in the opening round. Tall player, got to put him well above 6 feet, maybe close to 6'5" range.
Oh, Daniel, yeah, he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
About a foot taller than me.
Yeah, with more and more European players on the scene, you're seeing more tall players. I always look to how they set up to the ball because I'm up there myself.
All right, are you 6'4"?
5.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Yeah, Adrian's just wishing he gets another shot at the table at this point.
Yeah,
A
just a couple
chance to
small
get another
mistakes.
point on the scoreboard.
Couple small mistakes, but it looks like he's delivering his stroke nicely. Just things that happen over the course of a match. Definitely has to be feeling the nerves a little bit. First World Championship on the men's side. Switch sides that time, hit it more squarely. Better dispersion, but nothing down. Chance for PRASAD here to get back into the match. Not the easiest rack. Don't think the 9 passes the 5 in the side, but he's considering the 13 because the stripes lie better overall.
So odd. It's generally in this match so far, it's been the one that you'd want to go for, solid to stripes, has been the one that doesn't have the open opportunity immediately.
Sure. 9 does pass the 5, so he'll be on a little bit easier pocketing on the opening shot here. Good shot.
Good stroke.
I think the 15 will go without disturbing it. Can roll through here. Angle he has, though, he might end up with some angle on the 12 and then have to run into the 2. Might have got straight enough.
His pre-shot kind of looks like Francisco Ruiz a little bit too. I think a lot of the top players have the same step in. It's kind of interesting to study.
Well, that's the advantage of these young players have coming up now is that there's so much footage and so much available footage of the best players in the world. They can kind of pick out what they like from those players and add it to their game.
Evolution of pool. It's amazing.
For sure. Didn't want to run into the 2 there, so he left the 15 down by itself. Guess he could shoot it last, because the 8 is available to all 4 pockets. Could use the 11 as the ball to get onto the 15. Didn't want to run into the 8 there. Still has a shot on the 13, but the cue ball's position is going to be tough here. A lot of distance on the pocketing as well.
It's going to be tough to do something from this distance with the cue ball, so kind of have to play as natural as you can, but you know, it's just tough situation.
Great shot.
Good shot. Beautiful stroke. Wow.
Yeah, it's not just making the ball, it's how solid he stays over the ball while pocketing those tough shots. A lot of strong signs here for PRASAD. Even if he doesn't get through the match, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here.
I co-signed that message.
I've always found that angle one of the toughest shots to make. Ball's far from the pocket, got to go right along the rail for a long distance. Tough to proceed. MACIOL's going to have to open up the 2 here. 3 plays the best into it, but he might have to take the 3 first. Taking a close look, there's a chance it passes. If it's that tight, I'd almost favor moving it, considering how many solids you have on the table. I'm going to take a shot at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mind playing that 7 ball to the right rail and then putting the cue ball in the middle diamond and just kind of playing safe and letting maybe Adrian try to deal with that. Maybe he accidentally knocks him open or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. Like we saw Darren Appleton in the previous match play a bunch of shots like that, where just taking no chances. But the 2 went, and he's in good shape now. Plus through a 3 in the middle there, but a few pockets that the 4 can be played in.
Looking good for Daniel here. Yeah, that's the straight pull knowledge right there.
A pretty commanding lead here for MACIOL. He'll be looking to kind of finish this match off with authority. And don't forget, no lead is safe. It is winner breaks. So he'll be looking to kind of maybe run the set out here. Smooth play from MACIOL. Got 2 more rounds coming up for you guys today. Mark White and Benjamin Belhassan will be in the commentary box for table 2 for the rest of the day. It's going to be all men's 8-ball matches today. Women will be in tomorrow. It's going to be round 2 of the winner's side for the next round. And round 1 of the loser's side. Imagine that trip. Fly over to New Zealand and be out in 1 day. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
I always bug my buddy Jason Cloudy. Flew to the Philippines one time for the World Cup of Pool, and they lost 8-0 in the first round. So I said, flew to the Philippines and he didn't even win a game. It's like, just bug him. He's an old friend of mine.
Yeah, that's brutal. The race day single elimination, huh?
Yeah.
Good shooting. Thanks for coming out. That's brutal. That's us pool players. We love to do it though.
I still switch sides last break. I think they'll stay there.
Same.
Yeah. He hit it more squarely from the left side of the table, so I think he'll try another one over there. Looks like Prasad went for a break, so we're just going to take a break ourselves, and we'll be back shortly. Maciol's played an excellent set so far, taking advantage of every chance he's had. Just 2 small missed balls from PRASAD. Holding his own, looking strong, made 1 very nice run out. That's the second time that corner ball flew directly into the same corner of the side they're breaking from. It can happen, but it's odd if you're not breaking second ball.
Yeah, I'm curious if
Maciol has
it's
opener.
the way that balls are racking or if it's just the way that this one particular table is set.
Yeah, it has to be something with the rack. I mean, it really, on a with a template rack, that ball would be going down to the short rail. It's only happened on 2 of the 9 breaks, and coincidentally, when you switch sides, it started happening.
Something to be observed on for sure.
Yeah, if it keeps happening, I mean, you can play it as a set break. Looks like MACIOL's going to go into the 1 here. Doesn't really want to because there's not much on offer as far as solids if he does. Oh, pardon me, he's going to take the 1 right now. Good shot. Didn't want to tie the 15 up with a 2. Five's the toughest solid left on the table. 6 could play into that. Looks like the 8's available in the bottom left and the left middle. So look for him to use the 5 as a key ball for the 8.
Yeah, with these top players, it's just, they're on the correct side of the ball and their attention to detail is so good that I think that's what separates them from, say, a 750 like myself.
Oh, yeah, I think you outperformed your Fargo at the U.S. Open this year. You'd be moving up.
I generally do, but then something weird happens and all of a sudden it's back down.
Oh, sure. I'm stuck around that number too.
Tough when you don't play in every event.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta be careful. I get shot.
Good angle here. Just a little above pocket weight speed, comfortable speed, natural angle for the cue ball. Nice out from MACIOL here. Look for him to do well in this event. I feel like he's hitting the proper break. Looks like he has good 8-ball experience, comfortable with the patterns. Proof that he can get near the end of major tournaments. Made it to the semifinals of the European Open.
Yeah, and with these younger guys, you're never counting them out from this being their breakthrough event. So Daniel on the hill. Adrian just hoping for another chance at the table to try and inch his way back towards the finish line. See where this 2 ball goes and the 15. See if they go high or low.
9 ball
Ouch.
looking towards the middle right-hand pocket here.
Yeah, didn't make that ball directly in the corner this time, and Prasad's going to have one more chance. Look for him to try to combo the 5 in here and open up the 1 if the 5 passes the 9. I think it does. It's called it.
Where's that 7 gonna end up?
Yeah, open that area up nicely, but push the ball closer to the 7. We'll either have to bank that ball in the opposite side pocket or develop it somehow.
Careful the scratch here.
Just beat it.
Good shot.
He could run the cue ball into the 7. You like it, or you want it, or would you just lay off and play the bank? Looks like he's favoring the bank.
Yeah, I play the bank here. Just because you could accidentally, if you hit it a little tough, you can accidentally go in the side pocket.
Too much speed there. I'll have to use one more ball to get that proper angle on the 7.
Did he get there?
Pretty good line now. Yeah, just barely, I think. But kind of in between where the cue ball's kind of playing behind the 8. Might be able to hold it. If he can't hold it, he'll still have the 1.
Good shot there.
Speed. Nice shot.
Cleared it out so the 8 passes the 10. Nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm sure the junior division will be heavily contested again. But look for Prasad to be one of the on-paper favorites for that division.
Maybe got a little too much of that, but still all right.
You know your stroke's solid when you can hit that much draw with open bridge and not have the cue come up off your hand, timing the ball well. Looking good. Still in the match, has the break. Have to get some kind of offensive charge going here to narrow the gap.
He's still definitely in the fight. Don't count him out.
Developing a real strong power break takes years of practice and experience and knowledge. The breaks he has hit been a little bit more on around the 20 mile an hour side, maybe. This format really lends to just powering up and hitting them over 25 miles an hour. See how much power he gets here. Oh, he's going to go from the middle. There we go. Knows he's down. Knows he's got to make something happen. I like this move. Lost the cue ball. Good power. Made 2. Wide open except for the 310. But that's the advantage of breaking from the middle, right, Chris? I mean, like look at the spread here, right? This spread's going to happen way more often from the middle than it is from the side rail. Players kind of underrating it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a way to just go all out and put their chips down on the table and just see, you know. I think it gives me the best. I personally like doing that because it gives me the best chance to run out if I make a ball.
Me too. Got into the breakout
Good
right
shot.
away. How's he landed on the stripe? He's okay with the 10 in the side. Nice shot there from PRASAD.
Does it pass?
I think so. Having a close look at it, but definitely not acting like he's not going to try it. Shot. I don't mind going. One pattern is 9, 13, 14, 15 in the top left. This is good too. 15 left.
Don't want to be jacked up over the 4 here.
Yeah, I think I would have tried to minimize the cue ball movement here and shoot the 15 in the top left, but this is fine. Two rails across into the angle.
Oh, he's going all the way down. Wow.
I guess it doesn't pass the 7. Or is he just worried that he can't hold the cue ball? There's too much angle on the 15.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, just held up.
It might bank, or are you going on the cut in the side?
I think it goes past the 7. He was just worried that maybe he thought he couldn't hold the cue ball. Decided in the end that he could hold it. It's tight though.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a couple. Two of the
pass.
mistakes in this match were like just playing into half pockets, right? Where it's, that happens a lot more in 8-ball than it does in any other game because there's so many balls on the table. Look for MACIOL to finish up here.
Yeah, and then once you run out a certain amount of them, you kind of have to go through with it, or else you're kind of just putting yourself at risk, just like Dennis Garave when he played Darren.
Mm-hmm. Seven looks like it has enough pocket past the 8. Get straight on it, can play the 6 all the way up.
Yeah, I like that pattern.
Good view of the pocket angle, but Past the 8 there. It's got enough. Well, a lot of promising things for PRASAD here. Just a couple half mistakes that ended up costing him in the end. MACIOL pretty much played flawless. Look for MACIOL to be a force in this tournament. We got 2 more
Yeah,
rounds
good
coming up for you
takeaways
guys
from
today.
Adrian.
Definitely, yeah. And he'll be focused on for sure doing as well as he can in the men's tournament, but also really going for the big prize in the juniors tournament later this week.
Oh,
2 more rounds on offer today. Good match from MACIOL. Round 2 winner side and loser side elimination matches coming up. And we'll be with you guys all week. Women's event starts tomorrow. Great week of pool ahead of us. For Chris Reinhold, this is Eric Harlison. Talk to you guys soon.
see you guys.